Hey, happy Thursday out there, everybody. It's Keith from Jets PC. Well, today I want to do an update on the glorious GMMK Pro 75% keyboard. I could see why somebody got rid of it. It lost its way, so to speak. It lost its firmware. So, when you have to work on these keyboards, and the fancier ones have their own firmware, it's just like those fancier AIOs that have their own firmware to do the little, the display on top of the thing with temperature and all this other, crap basically that makes for another system you've got to maintain inside a PC that has to be maintained anyway. The keyboard, though, you had to download a tool called GMK Toolbox. Now, what the toolbox does is basically communicate with the keyboard on a low level. You find the original firmware, so you got to go back to GMMK Pro and look for the firmware, or GMMK, and look for the firmware, the original firmware. For this particular keyboard, there's two you can find downloads. First one doesn't work. The V0009 version works. Once you get and you use the GMK toolbox to flash the keyboard back to the original firmware, then, okay, you think you're done, but you're not. Then you've got to go and download the glorious Core application from, the company's website. And then once you launch it, install it, once it sees the keyboard, you could probably there was one more firmware update to get it back to, current standards. So, it's not the end of the world if these fancy keyboards lose their firmware. It's just a little bit of work to get them back to original condition. So I'm going a step further. Ordered the keycap puller. This one has a little different one that has two sides on it and all that. So I'm going to pull the keycaps, wash them in soapy water, all that kind of good stuff, and then clean underneath, clean the plate itself. These things are really upgradable. There's a ton of key switches you can order. You can switch the base plate that the key switches sit on. You can switch the caps, of course. So highly modifiable. These things are upgradable beyond belief. And then, inside that firmware, you can do your own thing to make the wheel do. The wheel is programmable as far as what that volume knob, well, you call it the volume knob, but what that potentiometer does. So, really cool. This is the first basically dip into the really fancy keyboard pond, and it's interesting. Like I say, they are a cut above the old plain old Dell keyboard where you plug it in and have to deal with how crappy it types. So something to think about. It'll be out for sale as soon as I get it cleaned up. We are stocked with Windows laptops and desktops as well as Linux. So if you need a PC, come by and see us. We're Jets PC, 7543 Grissom Road Suite 121, and we're here Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 7. Hope you find this video interesting, and feel free to head over to our YouTube channel. Y'all have a good day.